Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're dissecting the mind of Westeros' absolute smartest character, Tyrion Lannister. Now, you might think you know him, the witty, heroic underdog, but trust me on this, you don't. The Tyrion from George R.R. Martin's original books, it's a completely different reality, a terrifyingly dark one.
Okay, let's dive into this. On the TV show, Tyrion is pretty much portrayed as a hero, right? He's that scrappy survivor we all root for, armed with a quick joke and a really good heart. But here's the massive bait and switch. The books paint a terrifyingly dark and dangerous picture of a man pushed way, way too far. It completely changes everything you thought you knew about this iconic character.
Part 1. The Real Appearance. This is actually our very first clue that the source material is much, much darker than the screen adaptation.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. The show gave us a charismatic hero with, a ruggedly handsome little facial scar. But Martin's original text? It describes a genuinely gruesome figure right from the start. We're talking mismatched green and black eyes and stark, pale white hair. And the Battle of the Blackwater? Oh, he doesn't just get a cool scar, he actually loses half of his nose, literally, chopped off. To the people of Westeros, he doesn't look like a charming rogue. He looks unsettling, strange, and to a lot of them, like a straight-up monster.
Part 2. Master of the Mind Game. Now, let's shift gears from his physical appearance to his incredible intellect, because without power or an army, his brain was his absolute only weapon in King's Landing.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down his survival strategy into a high-stakes mini-thriller. He fed 3 entirely different marriage proposals to Grand Maester Pycelle, Varys, and Littlefinger. And then, he just waited. He waited to see which story made its way back to his sister, Cersei. In a city full of the world's absolute best liars, he masterfully rooted out the spy and taught everyone exactly how to play the game.
But his mind games went way beyond just court politics. When Stannis Baratheon attacked King's Landing, everyone thought the city was done for. Finished. But Tyrion orchestrated this incredibly dangerous, multifaceted master plan. It wasn't just a massive explosion of green wildfire that completely destroyed Stannis' fleet. Oh no. In the books, he also commissions this massive hidden iron chain across the river to physically trap the burning ships in the bay. Talk about practically unmatched tactical foresight. It was an unbelievable victory. On that day, even the exact people who used to mock him had to admit it. He was the city's absolute savior.
Part 3. The Ultimate Breaking Point. Now, things take a very, very slow and dark turn. This is where the narrative sharply pivots. When King Joffrey is poisoned, the blame falls squarely on Tyrion. Almost overnight, the entire court turns against him. The city he literally just saved, they demand his head. During his trial, everyone he protected completely turns their back on him. So when he delivers that famous, incredible courtroom speech demanding justice from a society that has always hated him,
I wish to confess. Innocent. I'm guilty of a far more monstrous crime. I'm guilty of being a dwarf. I've been on trial for that my entire life.
I wish I was the monster you think I am. I wish I had enough poison for the whole pack of you. I would
well, that speech wasn't just dramatic. It was the exact second his psyche completely shattered. At that moment, Tyrion breaks from the inside out.
Part 4. A dark and bloody revenge. Let's look at how the truth completely breaks him.
In the show, sure, Tyrion gets a little sad, but he mostly stays the same clever guy. But the book version? It entirely rewrites his morality, driven by one devastating catalyst. He discovers from his brother Jaime that Tysha, his first wife, truly did love him. She was never a prostitute like he had been forced to believe. Realizing his own family lied to him and destroyed the only true love he ever had, well, it breaks his absolute last tie to humanity. So the crucial point is, it turns his existence into a revenge-fueled nightmare. He is no longer just trying to survive the game. He is actively seeking revenge. He wants to see Westeros burn.
And it all leads to this horrifically dark confrontation. See, when Tyrion escapes the dungeons, he doesn't just shoot his father Tywin and run away. No. He actively searches out his ex-lover Shae in his father's bed, and he strangles her to death with the golden chain of the Hand of the King. Only after that does he confront and kill Tywin. This wasn't merely an act of survival. Actually, scratch that. It was the explosive, brutal release of years of deep pain. the bloody culmination of a lifetime of trauma.
Part 5. Hero versus broken villain. Let's look at how these two completely divergent character arcs wrap up.
Let's move to and see how this builds. From here, the two paths completely diverge. On one hand, the TV show gave fans a sanitized, hopeful advisor to Daenerys. He makes jokes, gives moral counsel, tries to be a good man, right? But Martin's book traps Tyrion in a grim, horrifying spiral. In the source material, he lives amongst violent criminals across the narrow sea. He drinks himself to near death, and he's entirely consumed by a terrifying thirst for revenge against his own family. He becomes a profoundly dangerous, unpredictable force. So we are left with a truly haunting question. One same character, but two completely different stories. Which version is the true Tyrion? The hopeful hero who tries to save the day, or the dark, broken villain who wants to see the whole world burn? It leaves us with a chilling realization about the overarching themes of this whole explainer. Sometimes a hero and a monster are the exact same person, separated by just one single breaking point. It honestly leaves you desperate to crack open the source material and find out for yourself, doesn't it?
Follow for more video.